Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck. And now for something completely different. Once again, we're taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Classics collection. This is Extendar. Now, as some of you might know or might not know, uh, in 2024, I think late 2023 too, Masters of the Universe Classics went to became a Matty Collector exclusive line. And usually they've been doing these background characters, new creation characters, but every so often they'll also use it as an opportunity to release vintage toy characters. And those are the ones I usually jump on, like Extendar here, the mighty master of extension. Now, to counteract the Filmation line, which is the new Masters of the Universe retro line that is based on the cartoon designs. That is at full retail. Walmart, Target, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, you name it, using new body types and sculpts, whereas the classic collection is using the designs we're familiar with. Now I got to mention right off the bat, Extendar went up for what I thought was pre-order on Wednesday. Thursday, I get a notice it ships, and this is Friday, and here it is. So I got to say, Matty Collector with their basic shipping, not bad. Although I also have to say, on Tuesday, I ordered the Optimus Prime Hot Wheel, who was not supposed to ship to June, but apparently shipped the same time as Extendar. But that one I actually paid for 2 day shipping, so I paid a little extra, and it's not supposed to come the next Tuesday. So Matty Collector is going to have to get a little bit of a email or have a conversation. Now, Extendar comes with everything you see here, as well as 4 extendable clips. I should say extendable joints. Now, I thought, based on the promo pics, they were able to keep the vintage gimmick intact. These two go for the arms, and these two go for the legs. Now these are packed in the tray. The arm ones are attached. There is still some of the retro gimmick to Extendar, and I'm adjusting the camera to kind of demonstrate that. You can extend the waist. It will lock in place, and you still have rotation. And you can extend the head, and you actually have a very nice expressive ball joint there. Giggity, 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 giggity. So yeah, so there is some of the retro gimmick included, which I am very happy about. So once again, Tila walks past, giggity, giggity, giggity. Man at Arms, her father, quickly follows, back to normal position. Now, there's also this shield, and I gotta say, I'm a little bit confused by the shield. First of all, Extendar, I thought, also used a lance that had a telescoping gimmick. That's not included, but they included the shield. Now, the shield does open up. Unfortunately, it is on um, these plastic hinges, like some of the cheaper toys used to have. I'm afraid about of this wearing down over time, but in all the packaging and pictures I've seen of this figure, this is how the shield is supposed to be positioned, and it's supposed to go on the left arm. But if you notice, on the back, there's a hand grip and a wrist clip. There's no way to hold uh, the shield on the left arm in the proper manner. So it goes on the right arm very nicely. You just clip it into the hand and clip it onto the wrist. And on top of that, there's another folding gimmick that it folds up like this. I have no idea what that is for, what that does. I guess they just had the budget, the space in the budget, so it's like a fan. You got a fan from Extendar. So let's go ahead and really extend Extendar, and I'll show you the all the joys of this Get toy right here. By the way, it has all the standard articulation: universal joint at the shoulder, swivel at the elbow, single joint elbow, in and out wrist, swivel at the there. You can of course straighten the leg. You can actually go to the full 5-inch position by extending the legs, and it kind of helps if you just want to do this. Kind of works, kind of works. But we're going to go the full Monty now. So the first thing is let's put the arms on. So you want to pop the joint off at I think it doesn't matter which way these go. And do it again on this side, just like so. Pop it off, pop it on. Because again, this is that system where the joints are compatible. I mean, are swappable. So you can even pop out the shoulders if you want. Now, let's just move the arms out to give myself a little room here. Uh, you can now pop these leg extensions on. And Extendar really does get big. Let me just tell you. Do it again on this side. And there you go. There's Extendar with the arms and legs extended. But as we all know, and I'm going to zoom out a little, Extendar can extend. So once again, there goes the waist, and there goes the head. And boy, I didn't zoom enough. Look at that. Let's go a little further. So there you go. There's Extendar, fully extended. And he's a big boy now. You can swivel at that new extended joint. You can swivel there at the forearm. You still have the elbow joint, so you kind of get a little bit of an extra curve there. It kind of makes me think that like this is really meant to work with the elbows bent since you have that curve. And I do want to mention that unfortunately the feet, which have forward and back and ankle rockers, are a little loose. So I was having before some issues getting Extendar to stand uh, in this extended position. But we can, of course, go ahead and re-add the shield. I mean, you could even do this uh, with Extendar, with the shield on. I just did it for ease, but it's kind of cool. Um, I never had Extendar. If I remember correctly, this was a late in the wave Masters of the Universe figure. I'm sorry, late in the line Masters of the Universe figure, right towards the end. So I was kind of getting out. Also, as I've said before, back then you couldn't get it all, so there was probably something else that I was interested in. Um, Extendar, the look kind of reminds me, I think there were two figure lines. Changelings, which were the ones that used the vacuum to go from like a humanoid look to like a skeletal beast look. And then the ones with the holograms. Inhumans, not Inhumanoids. Inhumanoids was a Hasbro line, but like the Inhumans or something where there was like in the chest was a hologram, and that we went from human to beast, and they were armored knights like this, and they were like the little 2 points of articulation figures that were in a cloak, and the cloak just covered a whole hologram figure. It was something like that. I'm kind of getting a vibe like this, but I gotta say I do appreciate Mattel putting the effort in to get figures like this out, even though as some people would say, the classics line did not do well at retail. I disagree. I think it did okay. And it was just the natural progression that if they're going to do the more obscure characters, yeah, they're probably not going to do well at retail, especially when you're going to start rolling out what I think everyone wanted in the first place from Cat Classics, I'm sorry, Origins, and that was the Filmation style figures. I'm still waiting for a Filmation style Masterverse He-Man and Skeletor. And when we get those, uh, I'll be kind of happy. But for Origins, and you can see, I can have the legs extended here, um, with a full, to the 5-inch line. But with Origins, excuse me, Origins, really hope that this continues a little bit longer. On the back of the packaging, we were shown a dragster figure, which I think is kind of cool. We might get Explodar or Explodon, the one that the one that kind of had to be pulled very quickly. But one figure I really hope we get from this line is Rio Blast. I think between Skyclone and Rio Blast, Skyclone was my favorite Masters of the Universe figure, and Skyclone was number two. And I have to review Skyclone for you guys. Oh wait, hold on a sec. Gila just came by. But yeah, I really if they do Rio Blast and then that's it, I would be very happy. Um, I actually have like a ton of Masters of the Universe figures sitting in my pile of loot at Big Bad, and I even have some here. And I know these don't really get reviews. That's why I'm kind of like not. Uh, I don't cover it more. But something like Extendar and the fact that I got it so quickly, I really was inspired uh, to review the figure. So if you like this figure, it might still be available at Mattel Creations. Otherwise, check out Big Bad Toy Store and maybe some other online retailers. They might be getting it later on. I mean, it was like a $20 and change figure. Not bad. And like I said, while I was disappointed that the entire extending gimmick wasn't fully integrated into the figure, and there's something going on with the shield, for what they did, I'm happy with. And the comic that comes with the figure was kind of hinting at that there's going to be a new a retool of this as a new minion of Hordak. So we'll have to see how that comes out. I might actually pick it up, even though I usually shy away from the new characters and just focus on the classic ones. But that's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions. Help to communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. So, once again, that's about it. This is your old pal Chuck for Masters of the Universe Origins Extendar. We will see you next time.